Hi guys. How are you? How's everybody doing? I know it's not easy right now. I'm feeling it. I know you're feeling it. We're all feeling it. The world is feeling it. That's why I wanted to make a video. I know it's been a really long time, but this feels like an appropriate time to check in and to pull some cards for you guys. It's gonna be relaxed. I have my coffee. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab a water. Just chill with me for a little bit. Take a sip. I wanted to kind of guide you guys through not a meditation, but sort of like a relaxation thing. Also, I'm like stereotypical tarot reader right now, which I think is hilarious. My hair looked ridiculous this morning, so we're here. Anyway, comments from the Peanut Gallery. Yeah, so I wanted to just help you guys take a moment to relax, really. So just release any tension that you might be holding right now, whether it's in your neck or your shoulders or whatever. Just release it. And this is something that I like to do before I give people readings. Hey buddy, come here. Come. Oh, there goes Minnie. Oops. Anyway, this is something I like to do before I give readings, but I think it can help I think it will help you guys feel grounded in a time that it is very difficult to feel grounded. So again, just release any tension. You can close your eyes if you want, and keep them open, whichever works. And first take a few deep breaths through your nose and then out your mouth. Feel it filling your belly with oxygen. So and again, inhale. And take another one, and as you inhale, see life force and positivity and the good things that you want in your life right now and good health. See all of that coming in to your body as you inhale. And as you exhale, imagine a colored light that signifies all the things you want to cleanse, releasing and leaving your body. So now, keep breathing like that if you can. But what I want you to do is close your eyes and imagine that there is a column of light coming from the heavens or from the cosmos or from space. It's coming down from the sky into your body, from the tip of your head all the way down to your toes and into the earth, into the core of the earth. So see that column of light coming through your entire body. And breathe into it. And then I want you to see a second column of light coming up from the core of the earth, all the way up to your feet, through your entire body, up through your head, and back into the cosmos. So what this helps me with is feeling like, almost like I'm suspended between heaven and earth, really. And the light doesn't stop moving for me. It's something that is active. The light that's coming from above is actively pushing down, excuse me, and the light coming from below is actively pushing up. So there's sort of an opposition force, but it's like a good opposition, if that makes sense. I hope you guys can feel it and it's helping you release a little bit and feel more grounded where you are, wherever you are. Okay, now that we've done that, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a lot more relaxed, and I meditated before this. So I basically want to pull some cards to help us understand the positives that are going to come out of this virus that is invading the earth, or rather, it doesn't feel negative to me. I'm going to be honest with you. I know that there's a lot of negative things happening and a lot of negative reactions happening, but I truly feel like this is happening for a reason. And I know that a lot of you guys are also feeling this because I've talked to my mom about it, I've talked to a couple friends about it. And I think that that's something we need to hold on to, that feeling that it's happening for a reason. Because if you look at the results so far, there's a lot of different stuff going on, but one thing that really, really struck me is all of the animals that are coming back into human-dominated spaces. It feels like the earth is trying to heal herself. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I think it's really, really beautiful. And I've also seen a lot of connection. And I was watching a Jenna Marbles podcast. If you guys don't watch her, she's a great pick-me-up. And they were saying it shouldn't be called social distancing, it should be called physical distancing, because we're actually becoming closer socially during this time. And I think that that's really beautiful too. It's like they pointed out, you know, when there's a hurricane and then the people come together. And so try to think of it like that. Because I really do think that there are some amazing things that will come out of this. So, which one do I want to start with? I have a tarot deck here and an oracle deck. And I think I want to start with the tarot deck. I don't know if you guys can hear, but Richard's alarm is going off. I guess he's just really asleep. Okay, so as I'm shuffling, continue breathing with intention. Bring yourself back to the columns of light if you need to feel more centered. And I'm going to ask the universe, my spirit guides, my higher self, your higher selves, the higher selves of all involved. What are the positives we can see, or that we will see, coming out of this virus, out of this current event, this situation that is going on right now in the entire world? What are the positives that will come out of it? Or rather, what are the positive changes? What are the positive changes that this virus will cause? Whoa. Okay, so I'm not going to take all of those, but the first one, we already have Six of Cups, and in this deck it's called, I don't know if you can see that, it's called Pleasure. And I think we're already seeing a lot of that. I mean, with people being off work, it's a necessary vacation for the entire world. And this makes me think of something that occurred to me. It's like the earth is not asking us, but forcing us to slow down. And I was talking to a friend about this because there's not much faster that we can really go. You know, and at this point, it's already unsustainable in terms of mental health, in terms of the health of the earth, because the faster and faster we go, the more pollution there is, all of these things snowball. So Six of Cups is also sort of a nostalgia card. The good old days. It's like we are returning to the good old days, but it's actually good. You know, like people will say the good old days, but it's referring to a time that may or may not have actually been good. Sorry about my lack of articulation. But it's like, this is what we should be striving for. The community, the helping people on a daily basis. Not hurting the earth as much as we have been, because I mean, I could get into this all day, but Six of Cups, pleasure, necessary vacation, slowing down. Let's see if there's one more of these that wants to come out as a positive effect from this virus. Is there one more? That's two. I'm gonna go for one. What are the positives we need to remember? Or the positives we haven't thought about, maybe, that will come from this virus, from this event, this unprecedented time in our lives. Nothing like this has ever happened in my lifetime, in my parents' lifetime, maybe even my grandparents' lifetime. So let's think, what are the positives? What is the positive? One more of these if it wants to come out. Please, spirit guides, angels, universe, what is the positive? This one wants to be here. Okay, so we have Princess of Swords. Again, I'm sorry if you guys can't really see these. Let me just take a moment with this one. Defense is something that is coming up. Like being defense in terms of preparedness. Not to say that we are necessarily prepared right now, but this is something. But these events are going to help us be better prepared in the future. I mean, that's kind of a given. Like, you learn from experiences. Of course, I think sometimes it's hard for us to change things. But this is a jolt. She's being overwhelmed. Oh my God, that's, wow. Oh wow, I feel this in my throat chakra. I don't know about you guys. She's being overwhelmed by the obstacles and the things coming at her. But I feel like, oh, there's Minnie. What is that? The feeling of being overwhelmed will lead to change in the future. And with swords, that feels significant because at this time, we can't use... It's almost as if the element of earth in terms of connection has been taken out of the equation, and we have to use our words, and Swords is all about words and communication. How you're coming across to people, how you come off. And so it's almost like at this time, it's more important than ever to understand the impact that your words have, because that right now is kind of all we have to connect with each other. So not only does this signify change from a jolt for me, that's just what I'm feeling from it, it's also about being cautious with the way that you speak during this situation. I hope this is feeling resonant for you guys. I'm going to move on to the next deck. Ooh, there's a candle there. Okay, this is, let me just show you. This is called the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, and I thought it felt very appropriate because at this time it's almost like we kind of all have to rebel against the old systems, the old power systems. It's time for us to rebel against the past, against what brought us to this moment, because this moment is telling us that something needs to change. Okay, so take a sip of coffee. Remember your breath. Drink some water. Release any tension that you might have accidentally accumulated during the 17 minutes of this video so far. Remember your breath and remember your columns of light. That's something that you can always come back to during this time. If you start feeling anxious, I know I've definitely been having a lot of anxiety over the past few days or past week or so. So it's so important right now for us to take care of ourselves. I mean, that's what we're being asked to do. So make sure you're doing that. What is it we need to hear from this deck? Is it about positive changes, or is it about the mindset we should have? I think this feels like it's more of an advice card, and there it is. Wow. This is number 9. What do you feel? What do you feel? I'm so glad this came out because it's something I haven't remembered to talk about yet. It's being in isolation, and I want to cry right now. I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, I do. Being in isolation is going to bring up a lot, and I know that people have been talking on this already, but it may not be easy because the things we normally have to distract ourselves are kind of unavailable. You know, you can't go to a movie, you can't go to concerts, events, or whatever it is. You can't even go out to bars, which feels incredibly significant because I still want to cry. We have gotten to such a point in society of distracting ourselves and distracting and not wanting to look at the problems or not wanting to look at our own emotions. So what do you feel? What are you feeling? Feel it. You know what I'm saying? Feel it. And it might feel horrible. Chances are a lot of people are feeling a lot of horrible things right now. Whether it's related to the virus, the anxiety around the virus, or whether it's related to something you are seeing in yourself for the first time, feel it. Because it's there for a reason. She's looking at the earth. Just like we all are right now. Everyone is under observation on a macro scale and a micro scale. You know, so the things, the edges of society, the most vulnerable parts of society are going to be highlighted during this time. And that means the most vulnerable parts of yourself are also going to be highlighted. It's all important, and I know it's overwhelming, but it's necessary. We are being asked to look at these things because we haven't yet, or we've been pushing them down or distracting ourselves from them. I was in rehearsal the other day, which, you know, that's canceled. Everything's canceled. We were in rehearsal talking about how the world feels worse now, and the things we use to distract ourselves on a daily basis from how horrible the world is are gone. So it's like everything is at an extreme right now, and there's a reason for that. So just be kind to yourself. Don't judge your feelings, because judgment is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? What do you feel? Write it down. Sing it. Paint it. Do something to let it out. I do want to look at this description a little bit, but we are at 22 minutes. I didn't think the video was going to be this long. I have goosebumps. Okay. And 9 in the tarot, is kind of a self-sufficient number. So spend some time with yourself and allow that to happen. I may not read this whole thing because it's kind of long. But let me see what feels resonant. There are many opinions around you. Some are helpful, but others are distracting you from your truth. Although it can be helpful to hear the thoughts of others, when it all comes down to it, you will have to come to your own decision. Do you know how unique you are? How your path is your path to be chosen, lived, and created only by you? Someone else cannot become the source of your decision-making power without negative repercussions for both of you in the long run. This oracle comes to you because you have become swept up in thinking things through. Get off Twitter. Get off of Facebook. After you watch this video, get off of Facebook. You have been thinking about which way to go with a matter of importance, and you have got a bit stuck in the logic of the decision-making process. Sometimes we have to accept that any path is a path forward, and if it is not the best path, we can change our approach later on if needed. Change. The oracle of what do you feel is telling you there is no need to punish or traumatize yourself with possible choices or possible outcomes. I think that also applies to, the worrying of what's going to happen. There's no need to think about those things because whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway. The wheel is turning, the faucet has been turned on, and at this point, we can't turn it off yet. Maybe it'll never be turned off. The best way to catalyze the situation you are in and bring about healing change, stimulate your creative juices, and find a more inspired, energized, and enjoyable approach to your life is to just make a choice based on what you feel right now. not based on anyone else's feelings, just yours. So ask yourself, what do I feel right now, and go from there. If you cannot relate to the need to make a choice between two or more clear alternatives, then the oracle brings you this message. You are at a crossroads in your journey, and the choices you make at this time, even simply choosing to do things a little differently without much drama associated with the decision, are powerful triggers for some great magic to enter your life. That brings me back to this whole your words have meaning right now. Your choices, everything you do right now has a consequence, good or bad. And that also makes me think of a video my mom sent me, which I will put a link to in the description of this video because it's amazing. Do everything with intention, because everything has intention anyway. And if you don't know what your intention is before you do something, think about it. The way they talked about it in the video was everything boils down to two intentions, fear or love. So which one are you choosing? Which one are you intending right now? Okay, this is kind of long, but there's a healing process at the end of every description in here. You can do it if you want. You don't have to. Do whatever feels right. Close your eyes and relax. Rest your open palms facing upwards on your legs. Imagine that you have a ball of light in each hand. If you find it hard to visualize or feel, you may prefer to draw this process in your journal instead. Focus on one ball of light first. What color or colors does it feel like? What feelings, words, symbols, or qualities does it have? How heavy or light is it? How substantial? What do you feel about it? Do you like it? Turn your attention to the second ball of light. Repeat the investigation or exploration that you did for the first. When you are ready, choose one. There is no wrong or right choice, just whatever captures your attention, energy, or heart most at this moment. The other may be there waiting for you later on, if it needs be, or it might be easily released if that most serves your life path and creative journey. You may like to take that chosen ball of light and imagine sending it out into the universe with love. If you have drawn it, you might like to add words, feelings, or colors. When you have finished, simply say, "My choices flow easily from my heart, and I tread my path with certainty and grace, always within the merciful protection of unconditional love. So be it." I'll say that again slower so you guys can repeat if you want. My choices flow easily from my heart, and I tread my path with certainty and grace, always within the merciful protection of unconditional love. So be it. When you're ready, simply open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. So reading that, I got the feeling that a lot of us are having a hard time following our intuition right now, which makes sense. It's hard to do that. It's hard to feel connected to your intuition when there is so much stuff like this going on and when there's so much anxiety and fear flowing around, which means it's even more important that you take the time for yourself to rest and to heal and to feel. I think I'm going to leave it at that. We're right at 30 minutes now, so I hope you had a nice time watching this, or I hope you had a time watching this. Maybe it triggered you, maybe it didn't. Either way is fine. And remember to breathe. That's it. Love and light and peace and blessings to you guys. I love you. Okay, I just had to start recording again really quick because I looked at the bottom of this deck and the card shock of the new. Do I really need to say anything about that? Feels very appropriate. Love y'all.